Good morning, friends. Diana here from Garden Love. I woke up to try to do my morning walk to see what needs to be done, what I'm inspired by my walk. And as I'm walking down my citrus orchard, at the end of it, I see tons of feathers. And I'm wondering, where are those feathers from? I did hear like a little scrabble earlier, but I just thought it was like the chickens fighting each other or something. And then I went to look for the 2 chickens that I have left that roam the property free range, that are pretty well trained. They know how to go into their coop as soon as sunset. It's not even sunset, as soon as like the sun goes over this hill right here. So I just walked the entire property looking for him, and I found where it all started. He must have been roaming this area. Something must have came by. There have been some posts on the Facebook group for my neighborhood showing that there is it a bobcat or I forget what they call her, like a smaller size cat, that like coyote size cat. I don't know if they're bobcats or I think it's bobcat. And he must have dragged Tennessee, my beautiful rooster that protects his one hen that he has left, and dragged him over here. He must have taken him out to the other side of the street where it's all open. So this is pretty sad news. You could tell that he's fight over here. As soon as I saw this when I came by, I recognized the feathers from my Tennessee. You can tell that he devoured him here or something. I don't see any blood, so I'm assuming that he killed it here and then dragged it out. There's some more pieces over here. Oh, this is so upsetting. I did have a dilemma about how to merge my flock, which was only Tennessee and one other hen, with the rest of my hens with my other rooster. And I was going to give Tennessee, since he's the aggressive one, to my friend because he needed a rooster to protect his hens because he doesn't have one at the moment. But now I can't even gift him away, as you guys can see. I ran, as soon as I saw those feathers, I ran to the coop to see if they were around the coop, to see what was going on. And I saw our little Coco, which is the one hen that's left from the original flock, and she was scared. She was hiding in the coop, and I decided just to close the door, not let her out now that she doesn't have a protector. Oh, this is upsetting. The rest of the hens in the flock that I have in my other coop, they're not pets. I decided, like, we're not naming them, we're not going to get attached to them, because as soon as I started getting my first flock of hens, I realized that we slowly started losing some to either predators, went missing, one just died. So I didn't want my kids to get attached and then later on get disappointed. So Tennessee, my rooster that you've seen in most of my videos, and Coco that's here are the only ones left from the original flock. So I'm going to try to merge her into the other flock. I'm probably going to put her in the crate until they get used to her. That way they don't attack her, and then just keep them together. You can see here, she's used to free ranging, but I won't be able to let her go free range now. Our plan is to, let's see, she always lays an egg. She's such a good egg layer. And I think she's a red, I forget the name, I'm terrible with names. But her breed, I keep hearing that they're very good at laying eggs, and she's been consistently ever since she started. As you guys can see, there's her egg. I picked up some eggs from the other coop. I'm gonna put them here for now. You can tell the difference in size. And let me show you guys what my plans are. I plan on putting a coop here To start, we're probably just going to move that coop here, and then doing a run from where the coop begins or ends, and doing a run all the way over here to create a barrier between this area and that area. The only thing I've been concerned about is that, as you can see, it gets some sun here, not as much during the winter, and I want the hens to have plenty of sun because, you know, daylight is what helps them lay eggs, and I want to make sure that they have some sun. So it will get some sun in the summer. Most definitely will get some sun in the winter as the sun is more south. You know, this shipping container will shade it off a little bit. So I'm not sure. I was running the idea of doing that, or originally I wanted the coop in the run to go this way, but as you can see, it is way too shady, so that's not going to work. So then I changed it to going this way. I wanted to build some steps here so I can have a little pathway to come to my greenhouse. I'm super sad, guys, super sad. He was a gorgeous rooster. I was thinking about even before all of this happened, I was thinking about doing some stickers of him because he is just he was a gorgeous rooster, and now even more I would really want to do that. If you guys know anyone who's an artist who can draw and who can help me out, please send me their information. My email is in the descriptions down below, and I love to hear from them. I'll contact them. But I purchased another Laurel Bay because I want to add some Laurel Bay to my hillside landscape. Here are some things that I put to water. If you guys haven't seen my greenhouse that's been moved, I've done several videos that I need to upload, but here it is. I moved some of the most delicate things in here, like my finger lime, some of my jalapenos. I've had this jalapeno plant for about 3 to 4 years. It's quite a fighter, so I'm going to continue to keep it. I love it. I moved my moringa just to see if maybe it'll keep flowering or producing leaves in here. We'll see. We'll see. Just a couple other things. So we'll see what happens, guys. So since I'm kind of taking this walk with you guys, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do today. I want to spend an hour or two in the garden. We're going to put our Christmas tree up today, get a few decorations out, and decorate our house for the holiday season. I wish I would have done it sooner, but things keep coming up. So we will see. This avocado seems to be thriving and growing. Even better now that I added wood chips versus leaves. The oak leaves, what I realized about the oak leaves is that they do not break down easily. So I won't be using these leaves for mulching anymore or for composting because they do not break down even with water. So I'm gonna let those get picked up and go in the trash with the green bin. So that's where we're at today, guys. You know, sometimes there's good news, sometimes there's bad news, and today there was bad news. So we'll see what happens. I'm a little worried about our little Coco. She is the only one in her coop. I don't know how wild chickens do in their coop alone. Tell me what you guys think. Should I merge her with the other ones, or should I keep her over here? I don't want her to get beat up. You guys know how it goes when there's a newcomer in town. Let me go check on her. She is in there. She looks pretty sad. All right. For those of you who are not familiar with this, you guys must have seen me pick it up. This is a kaffir lime. It's actually, this tree is usually grown in India for the leaf benefits. They use the leaves in their cooking. It has tons of benefits. It's known to be good for your teeth cleaning. I believe it's used in toothpaste. And This actually has a unique citrus smell. The inside is not very juicy, but you could use the skin of this to like grate it into some of your recipes. And if anything, it just kind of looks kind of cool, doesn't it? Look at that. I wish you guys could smell this. But yes, I plan on putting the kaffir lime as a focal point in this garden. I'm realizing that I want to turn this more into an edible green hillside, but more so with trees that I love to grow, that I've been growing in containers, because this would take forever for me to fill during a growing season. I think I'm just going to leave a little patch here for some of my vegetables. But the idea that my husband gave me is that maybe grow another garden over there so I can have easier access to it. And I'm realizing that for this, if I'm growing vegetables, I'm constantly going to have to be bringing compost to these containers, refilling the soil when it goes down, and it's not easy bringing soil up to this hillside. So I want to fill it up with green trees such as like key lime. I have my pineapple guava. I'll definitely be growing some moringa trees. I'll be growing some, a lot of citrus and maybe some fig trees, because it will be easy for me to access the fruit climbing through these steps. That is one thing that I like, that you can step on it safely, especially if they're filled up. And maybe I should do a separate video about tips and suggestions if you choose to do something like this, because there is definitely pros and cons, and they're definitely good to consider for any future projects that you might be considering with this type of hillside garden. But yep, that's where we're at, guys. That zucchini plant, I really need to take it down. I found a ginormous zucchini plant. Like, I couldn't believe how big it is. My kids were making fun of it. They even drew a little face on it, and it was a ginormous zucchini. But as you can see, it's still flowering. Wow, I gotta get rid of this. I really need to start cleaning up some of this garden. As you can see, some tomatoes are dying. My basils, surprisingly, they're still flowering, and I'm leaving them there because my bees, I want to make sure that there's something left. I know I've been giving them sugar water so it could help them out and get prepared for the winter. But as you can see, there's still plenty of tiny little flowers here that's helping them out. My tomatoes are still growing. I've been coming out here to collect tomatoes for like the past 3 weeks. Look at this one. And I've been making salsas, and I've been making zucchini. I call it calabacitas, and it's just basically onions, zucchinis, and tomatoes. And you eat them in a tostada. Delicious. I think you guys seen me do it before. I might even have a video on the recipe. So yeah, I put my Pakistanian Mulberry, and we'll see what happens with that. This was one of the plants that I completely neglected, but it had beautiful roots, which was very surprising. So we'll see what happens. This tree is still doing great. In fact, I just noticed a little flower. Loving it. My basil still doing great in flowering. I see tons of bees because it's one of the the few things that are flowering right now in December. Believe it or not, it's December. It's beautiful out here. My pineapple guava is doing amazing. So when I trimmed this, I threw all of the leaves and all the little branches, and this one rooted. So I'm super excited. I'm gonna let it grow some more, eventually pull it up and place it somewhere. Since I realized how well they root, now what I'm going to do when I trim this tree is I'm going to cut them and propagate them. Super easy to do. I've done it with fig cuttings. I have videos on that as well if you guys want to see. But let's look at the aloe vera. Looks a little sad here. It's doing okay still. Look at this. I'm going to take some of this cutting and try to propagate these, because I definitely want to fill the hillside with this. Anyways, friends, well, thanks for walking along with me today. Thanks for hearing what I have to say. hearing my bad news about my beautiful Tennessee. I love to do some artwork on him. If you guys know any artists, email me with their information, leave it in the comments down below, and we'll see what we can do. I hope you guys are having a blessed day. I hope you're getting out there at least to enjoy the weather and enjoy the beauty of the day, the sun. Get some sun for vitamin D. I love coming out for the sun. I need to get some lounge chairs, like so I can lay down, enjoy the sun. I just love coming out for sun. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Well, I stood here thinking after I finished the video, and I started thinking about what my husband and I were talking about. He keeps saying we need to get a guard dog. We have our little Boston Terrier, Chesty, but he ain't no guard dog, and he actually runs away if we don't watch him or put him on a leash. So we need a dog that can live outside. I know this is a lot to ask, but if you guys know of any breed that is good for this, any dogs that obviously won't attack my chickens, that would be great with the kids, that can be outdoors, live outdoor, maybe in a crate or somewhere where he can come in and out. But here's the tricky part. I need him to not leave the property. I don't know how I can do that. As you can see, he can crawl through this fencing. Any dog can go through this, right? And then the street's right there. The fence is there, and he can also crawl through that. I can't imagine how expensive it would be to actually fence this whole property so my dog cannot leave. And if he's chasing something away, I doubt he's going to stop at the street, because he'll know not to go further than that. Like I showed you guys here earlier, I mean, maybe I can secure that a little bit better, but still, he can run out if he wanted to. I'm not sure if I'm asking for too much, if there's even a breed that will do that, but please leave it in the comments down below if you guys have any suggestions. We definitely want to get a farm dog, something that can, you know, see, protect the property, protect the kids, be around, so in case there's any predators, he can alert us, scare them away, and then just do that. So anyways, I just wanted to add that because I stood there for a while and just kept thinking about what just had happened here with my Tennessee. My husband was really attached to him. He really loved him. He thought he was beautiful. He's going to be pretty sad when he finds out about this. We'll see what happens. I think what I'm going to do next, which is something I've been needing to do, is come and check the beehive.